We're going to call to order the September 4th City Commission meeting. We're going to start our meeting off with an invocation led by the Cross Plains Methodist Church minister, John Vital?
Vita.
I said that right. So if you'll please stand for our invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. You can come up here.
All right, I'll come up here. Like you said, my name is John Vita. I'm the pastor of Cross Plains Methodist Church, and we have services at 7:30 on Sunday mornings. You're all invited. But before any great invitation, it's always proper to open prayer. So let's bow our heads. Good evening, Lord. We're thankful to be able to be here today. We thank you for allowing us to be able to gather for the business, the government, to be able to discern the best interest for the community. We thank you for each person that's willing to serve as an elected official. It's a great task, and one that is often unthanked. So, Lord, we thank you for those who are willing to serve on those vital roles. We thank you for citizens that have gathered here tonight, as well to be able to be part of the ongoing community. Lord, as we enter in this time of government business, we ask that you allow us to be able to all search our own hearts and seek them out, change them where it's necessary for us to be changed. And we ask that you allow us to be able to stand firm in those things that we need to be able to stand firm in. Lord, we always ask that you allow us to seek out your enduring peace that comes from you. Lord, we ask all these things in Christ Jesus' name. And all that we said, amen. Amen. We say the pledge of allegiance as well, so please turn your attention to the pledge. Flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we have a proclamation that Commissioner Faulkner is going to present to commemorate Billy Vogel's time as county mayor.
Okay. I think everybody knows Mr. Vogel. He's been a very good friend of this part of the county, and also every bit of the county. He's done an excellent job. I see Tommy shaking his head. Yeah, he served a bit over there. I spoke with him last week, and he's got some issues going on medically, and I'm not to get into those, but he's not going to run for re-election. I guess you've seen in the newspaper and social media, there's probably 5 or 6 people already threw their names in the hat. So Billy's done a good job. Kenny Swan and I were talking about Billy, and Kenny said thought it'd be a good idea that we do a proclamation for Mr. Vogel, and I agree with him. And I think we'd like to present that tonight, but this was Kenny's idea. I just he actually wrote this proclamation, so I'll read it. Whereas William A. Vogel was devoutly served as county mayor of Robertson County, Tennessee, since August of 2018, and whereas Mayor Vogel during the time has joined a long list of men and women that honorably put aside their own interests to serve others, and whereas Mayor Vogel has faithfully executed the duties of county mayor in times of crisis and prosperity, and whereas Mayor Vogel has been a friend and supporter of the city of Cross Plains, now therefore we, the commissioners of the city of Cross Plains, on behalf of the citizens therein, offer this resolution of gratitude for his service, agreed upon and conveyed this 4th day of September.
Thank you. All right, so has everybody had a chance to review the minutes for the June the 5th regular meeting that we forego reading last month? Is there any corrections or additions to those minutes? Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes for the June the 5th regular scheduled commission meeting.
Make that motion to approve.
Can I get a second? I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. All right. we have, the minutes from July the 3rd, our special, calls meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review those? Any additions or corrections to those minutes? Okay, I'm looking for a motion to approve those as presented.
I'll make that motion.
And I need a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, and August the 7th, we had our regular commission meeting, and I'm looking for, did anybody have a chance to look at those? Any additions or corrections to those? So I'm looking for a, motion to approve those as presented.
Make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so the financial reports for July the 2025 have, now been reconciled since all the bank statements have come in and Holly's had a chance to go through all those. Our general fund checking was at $82,319. Our fire fund is at $130,191.74. We have playground CD for $13,064. A general CD at $911,988, and a road CD at $98,337. Holly, do you have anything of importance or that you need to point out of those financials for July 25? Okay, Jeff, do you have anything? No. Does the commission have any questions about the financials for July 2025?
No.
Okay, looking for a motion to approve those financials.
I'll make that motion to approve financial.
Do I have a second? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, so the August 2025 report, financial report has not been reconciled because bank statements have not come in. Probably be another day or two before they're today. They came in actually today, so they've not been totally reconciled. So the general fund is at $81,343. The fire fund is at $101,76. The playground CD is at $13,064. General CD is at $911,988, and the roads are at $98,337. Anything you need to point out on those? Okay. Any questions from the commissioners on those? No. So I'm looking for a motion to approve those as their second. All in favor? All right. So, our fire department for August of 25 had 83 calls, 38 calls inside the city, and 45 outside the city. Tommy, I know that y'all have had a lot of training going on and gotten a lot of.
Yeah, we're still got quite a bit more we're doing before we get ready to do the ISO rating.
Like, how much more are you thinking? How much more training you got? How many more hours do you have?
We're gonna try to get about 60 to 80 hours. So we're still got a bit to go. We're right at probably
20 for everybody?
not sure, yeah.
Okay. Everybody get a good look at how all the training that happened down on 25 with that fire?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your target date now? Is it still October for the?
We're gonna call them in October, so it'll probably be January before they schedule coming, but that's what we're gonna shoot for.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna be gone the middle of this month for a 40-hour training, so.
Okay. All right, the police department for August of 25 had 43 calls. 141 calls went through dispatch and 7 calls were answered by Robertson County Sheriff's Office. Stan, do you have anything on the police? What's your reports
No, ma'am, I think
You have to tell
thank everybody for Safety Day.
Yeah, go ahead with that.
Re-emphasis of, the people that, Sam and Brandy Hastings made a contribution, Curtis Kelly, Peter Wheatley, Marlene Graves, Dookie Eaton Insurance, Terry Lord at Terry's Market, EOS Environmental Services, and Alan Kelly. We had 25 bicycles that were given away, and 25 helmets, and did 5 Bluetooth speakers and 3 40-inch TVs. So, had a good crowd, and I really appreciate the support from our community to help us be able to do what we did, because it was excellent.
How many people do you think came
I
to?
defer to the fire department.
There were several.
I would say at least 500 or 600 kids probably. We had a good turnout.
And we had representation from most all
Most all of the
Community.
emergency services, with fire, EMS, police, sheriff's department, didn't show, White House police, and we had several police departments, and record services. We had, Air National Guard brought the Black Hawk, and
that was a huge attraction.
CEMC did a demo on poles, electrical, and Tina was there showing their drones off on how to find people, and demonstrations with a arson dog. It was a good day.
Okay, it was perfect weather that day too.
It was, yep.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you to both of y'all for your hard work on that. Daniel, buildings, how many permits did you issue this month?
We'll have 2,
I think it was 2, yes.
2 and then 2 inspections.
2 inspections as well. Okay, you got an update on the building codes and the, update on that? On the
Yeah, so
ordinances?
I'm not sure what you have in your, packet there, but we, as the, planning and zoning board are recommending adopting a new or an updated version of the code from 2015 to 18.
Okay, have you been able to get in touch with the state guy and have a conversation with him about that?
He and I have been playing phone tag. I called him even today just to try to have a conversation with him, but so what we need to do as a city is be, evidently, according to him, as the state representative, or the state, contact for that, is to be no less than 7 years term on our code. And so we're currently now in 15, I think, and which is obviously less than that. And so the next one from 15 is 18, which are recommended to be adopted, which is exactly 7 years. And so I asked him, can we not adopt a newer one? And so there evidently is a little leeway with the state to not, because of all the changes. I don't know what, I don't have anything to do with that part of it, but he said there is some leeway to.
Okay. But you're still in talks with him on how to.
Yeah, and then there's a code. I think there's a 25 code.
It's 24.
24.
He said we'll be good until the 27 comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, until 27
so
when
we,
it comes out. So
we could do that, but it would take a lot of. He said no. He acted like nobody had done that. Hardly any municipalities had done that.
The most up to date.
on the 24.
On the 24 one, yeah, nobody had really done that. So, we could be the first. I'm okay being the first one to do that, but we should seek that, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and get ahead of it. But tonight, to at least get to the 18,
But that's going back to planning and zoning, correct? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what that board is recommending
Okay.
tonight. Yes.
Okay. Parks Department, Jimmy?
Yes,
Back
ma'am.
there.
As you guys may have seen over the last week, we've added some gates, down in the park, thanks to Josh, Hilgedick and various other folks who helped make that happen, with those gates. Adding those, to help make sure, people aren't being in our parks and we don't need them to be in the parks, especially, we've had a couple run-ins with septic issues, but also water leaks and things. It's probably just a good idea to go ahead and, try to block that off if we need to ever close them for inclement weather or anything. In the past, we've had a policy or I guess a rule, about park closing at sunset, and sometimes we, as the Parks and Rec Board will be reviewing that and continuing to talk through what that looks like as the year gets further on, but this fence and the gate would be in addition to that. So thanks to them for adding that, and then anything else going on, just ongoing. Deep cleaning bathrooms, we pressure washed down at the soccer complex before they got started. Training, we lost, we had 2 seasonal staff and one is no longer with us, so we're down to Kason Goostree, and he's doing a fantastic job, kind of keeping it running from day to day, but also just other various parts of the city. Got some really good compliments over the last 2 weeks over where the park is at now, where it was previously in this year. So glad to see that that's kind of reined back in, but, still a lot of talks with rentals as far as what we're going to do with Field 1 in the future. I got one organization that's interested in leasing, and so we've kind of kicked around that idea. We've talked about a couple things about maybe having football field be there. So, nothing really formal to present to the commission tonight, but other than, hey, we're in conversations with some of these things, so.
Mayor, can I add something to that real quick?
Yes.
The other people was Sam Hastings and Brandon Hastings. They bought their skid loader, and Chad Rogers, those used, all the big dogs, so it saved a lot of time, helped for them. Caleb, I don't know Caleb last night, name that works for Sam, but, he helped pour concrete and he does it well. It was like a big help again as far as the building part was done, and then the installation, a lot of help from Sam and Brandon, but hopefully, looking at lots of things.
Just a quick thing, the Boy Scout, boy, I can't remember his name. Garrett. He has completed his project.
He completed his project earlier this month. It's actually Safety Day. It was the second, right, of August. Yeah, he completed that project at the, all the benches in, fields 2, 3, and 4, were completely refinished, and, pressure treated wood. He did it with donations, and really pleased with the work he was able to accomplish on that. Yeah, we've got a couple photos of him. I was just doing it, and the team that was out there, and I'm really appreciative. I see Garrett at school, every day, and remind him to say thanks for his contribution. Since Garrett, we've had a couple more phone calls, so maybe more to celebrate with the Boy Scouts in our community. They want to give back, so.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now we are to public comment, and I have, first on the list, I have Brandy Hastings. Do you want to come up?
If you don't mind, can I stay in my seat? I've had some back issues.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
You go 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Randy, 3 minutes.
Okay. For those that don't know you, my name is Brandy Hastings. I live here in Cross Plains. I would like to ask the city commissioners to consider moving public comment on the Cross Plains City Commission agenda to after new business or before voting on an item. This way, the community has a chance to speak after new business and before voting takes place, so that their voice can be heard. I was here at last month's meeting and actually come to see what line item 10B was about labeled East Robertson Road, because I live on East Robertson Road, and I wasn't sure. So I come to the meeting to see what that was about, and the public didn't have a chance to comment on that because that was line item 10B, and public comments actually come before new business. And then I noticed tonight's agenda, I guess it's set up the same way. And I know you guys probably follow the Robert's Rules of Order, the way that the agenda's set up. But I do know that Robert's Rules does not specifically specify a fixed place in the agenda for public comment. So I would just like to ask you guys to maybe consider letting the public.
Jeff is gonna kind of elaborate on why, where it is, and.
So, we have talked about it, about the placement of it, and my understanding, it used to be at one point after everything, but there were complaints from the community that votes had already taken place, the discussion had already taken place, and so, after something had already been voted in, then to make the public comment after was an issue for the citizens, and so it got moved to an earlier time. And it's my understanding this is the same practice that Robertson County uses as well. And so, but I will say that we're committed to take and try to do a better explanation. So I'll take it, East Robertson Road, I asked it to be added last time, and I didn't even think about of listing out what all that was going to be, but we will make an effort to take and put next to the line a brief description of what's going to be discussed.
Yeah, according to the Tennessee Open Meetings Act, it's actually participation from the community is encouraged. So I just ask that the commissioners please consider moving the public comments on the agenda. And with all due respect, that line item being where it was and public comments being before it, it doesn't really make sense if public can't comment on that topic. And then I wrote down some examples of why the community may want to comment at a meeting, and you guys can kind of fill in your own life as to why you would think it would be important for public comment. But somebody in the community might need clarification about the topic, or maybe they can give insight about the topic, or give their personal or professional opinion about the topic. And the list just kind of goes on and on. But I do think it's important for the Cross Plains residents to be involved and be able to participate in this meeting. I thank you guys for your time, and thank you for allowing me to do it.
Thank you. Okay, Kathy DeRose is on the agenda, or on the list now.
So actually, I think the way the meeting went prior to this discussion was you all did allow public comment. I know various questions from the audience from the meeting prior to, and I would say kudos for that, because it is, I think you all, as well, you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart to do what the community wants. Each of you relates in some shape or form of empathy, I guess, but I consider honestly, I agreed with very last meeting that I thought the county should keep over the road. I mean, if we sit here in the audience, not because we're doing it because there's nothing else to do, we do it because we love the town and we're here. So I think giving us a voice before you vote, which we didn't have, prior to, the voting happened, but after it's been discussed, allows reasonable opinions. I mean, I think that's an inclusive atmosphere, which you all are here for that reason. You love our community, and that's why you serve. So those of us that are sitting on here feel exactly the same way, and we just want to be part of that movement. So I agree with you, Brandy, and I've already said my two things about the road. I mean, our Jefferson Road, we paid the $500 for curb cut and have culvert pipe put in. If that's representation of how y'all want to run the highways and the streets around here, that culvert pipe is worth the cost of payment. I mean, the water runs right over the top of it, washes out the driveway. I mean, $500, I'm not sure what that was all about, but we're going to put it in. I would want them to take care of breakfast and orders. I mean, that's just crazy to think about what they're gonna do. That's my
Okay, so now we have ordinance 2504, and that is the one we had discussed last meeting to move the meeting to a different Thursday to be able to reconcile the financials. So Holly had more time to reconcile the financials and give a better outlook on the actual financial, place of the city. I guess we need to read this.
Wonderful, please. I'd like to go back to that, and two people both asked about it, but we didn't discuss it. We heard them, we moved right on. I think they're both correct. I think it needs to be before a vote, and after old business, we're ready to adjourn. Any comments should be answered right then.
Do you think each item, we should have public comment after each item?
I think if you're gonna take a vote, like on whatever, you're gonna fix something, somebody lives there, they might have an idea, they know. We're here for one reason, it's to help. We're not here to hinder or hold anybody down. It wouldn't take, and you still put the clock on, you can't get up there and just stand all night, but, you can make your comment, and we can move forward.
So do you think it's not do a sign up list at all, like if each comment goes down through there?
Liz, you got a comment to make before a vote or something, raise your hand, put the clock on, let them discuss it. If it changes your mind, that's what we're here for. But just, hear the comments tonight and just move on. Let's answer it. Let's vote. We're gonna do it or we're not.
That's what Jeff was commenting for.
I guess I thought that's what I understood Jeff was.
That's what Jeff was doing, was calling, comments back to him to look, that's why he addressed it when he did.
I mean, we'll do whatever the commission wants to do. This was set up prior to me being here. But I did understand, I agree there's validity in what they're saying, but then there's also the situation too of if they're speaking after, it was presented whether it was either gonna be early in the meeting or later in the meeting, at the end of the meeting. But I think at the end of the meeting it's too late. I mean, you know, we've already taken action on, whatever has been presented. But it sounds like you're suggesting before any, or you're suggesting for any reading, any votes, taken before each of those?
That was enacted by the state legislature to give the public an opportunity to speak. Before it was closed meeting, you go to the county commission meeting down there, they'd have to vote to make you a member of the commission, right then, so you could stand up and speak. I had to do it. You had to vote, and if they didn't get the number of votes, am I right, Tommy? Yeah. That's all I'm saying is, just say we're gonna buy a new fire truck, and we're ready to vote, and maybe 2 or 3 are for it, 2 or 3 are against it. Before you go spending $500,000, go and comment. I don't see what the problem is. You still hold the clock on. I'm not gonna let somebody stand up there and keep us in here all night. But I think it's the proper thing to do. We're at an advantage here because we can speak and they're not. We all live here. We all need an opportunity to push it. The legislature saw that and they enacted this. Before, we didn't have the, like I said, with the county, so now there's an opportunity. I've always thought it was kind of about a word, I thought it was rude where they put it. They put it where you couldn't speak, and then that was it, you had an opportunity, and so, if you see something on the agenda coming up, maybe you speak at that point, you know, I know you're gonna vote tonight, I'd like to make a comment.
Right. And that was the reason I was suggesting putting a little, more explanation on the agenda itself, so folks would know what's coming up. It's my understanding, and I can certainly be corrected, is we're doing the same thing as the county is doing right now. And their new process, their updated process, I guess.
We don't have to follow them.
Right.
I'm always, I mean, I'm not trying to say, I always have anybody the opportunity to stop, let them say what they want to say.
Sure.
Let me just add a few comments. So, public comments are just that. Public comments are just that. It's not to turn into a discussion and a back and forth. I think the sign-up sheet needs to remain. We need to make sure that people are citizens of Cross Plains, that actually live in the city. And so the sign-up sheet, but public comments, the best I understand, is not set forward to become an interaction between the commission and in a meeting, right? Am I right? So that there's no back and forth. Public comments and discussion is good. I encourage that. But I thought Jeff responded to Randy's request and said that he would dig into it and look at it. Is that not what
Yes, sir.
I heard? So that's just my thoughts. I love public comments. I wish every week that we had a full sheet. But to go back and forth, I don't know that it's,
Nobody's talking about going back and forth.
In
Give
the
them
past-
20 minutes and say what they want to say.
in the past, it's been back and forth.
When is it in the past? I never noticed that.
Okay. I'm just saying, in the past, it's been some back and forth between, certain people got to speak, others started speaking, and then they weren't allowed. So, I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts on it. I'm okay with public comments. We can consider to where they should be on the agenda before any voting takes place. That's fine. But I think we need to make sure they're citizens of Cross Plains and that the time limit is there. That's just my opinion.
Well, we agree then. You said the same thing I said. There's a time limit. They say what they gotta say. That's it. Then we move on. If anybody else, nobody else, call for the vote. It's real simple. We don't have that much going on here that we can take, 5, 6, 10 minutes to hear somebody.
For clarification, before the commission votes on any ordinance, there is a public hearing prior to second reading on any ordinance passed by this commission or considered by this commission. It's always been that way, public hearing before second final reading. So that gives them an opportunity to speak regarding the ordinance that's passed.
No, same thing. We'll definitely make an effort to put more on this. We'll talk about the placement of where public comments go, and yeah, that's it.
Sherry or Vicki, either one of you have anything to add? I'm okay with what Jeff's gonna do going forward, and see how that works out, and we can always tweak it.
Okay. All right, we want everybody to speak, and we're just trying to follow the rules and order of the meeting and make sure that we have some kind of clarity to how to move forward. Okay, so the first ordinance is ordinance 2504. we had discussed last meeting about changing, the date of the city commission meeting to the third Thursday of each month at 6:30, beginning in November of 25, to make it easier on Holly to make sure that she gets the financials, complete, and we have a more, clear look at where we stand financially for that month, just as, you know, the August 25 was not reconciled tonight. Do we need to make that motion for?
I would read the caption of the ordinance, and this is gonna be first
I
reading.
don't have,
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh, is that just it?
That's the caption, yes.
All right, so ordinance 2504 to change the city commission meeting day and time to the third Thursday each month at 6:30, beginning in November of 2025. Any discussion from the commission on that? Is everybody still good with the third Thursday, and is 6:30 still good for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, this would be the first reading, so that next, month, if we go forward with this, it would be the public hearing and second reading of that ordinance. So I'm looking for a motion for that ordinance.
Make a motion to adopt that ordinance.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Holly, would you like to do a roll call vote on that, please?
Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Marlene.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. Moving right along, ordinance 2505 to amend ordinance 2503, the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget related to the county revenue for the fire department and the police department vehicle expenses. The county approved last, at their financial budget hearing, to increase the revenue to our, fire department from 100 and, what was that, 91?
No, it was 233.
Yes, from 233,000 to 391,000. So
91,800.
we need to reflect that in our revenue, on the budget, because we had budgeted for the 233. And so now we need to reflect that the county is now giving our fire department 391,000. Also, the police department, Stan, on the first day of his new budget, had a little car issue, and we had to, make some repairs. So we've got to, tweak his vehicle repairs, right, maintenance. So that is what this ordinance is, to do. So has everybody read over that and been able to? Any questions on this ordinance? And again, this is just the first reading of it. There would be a second reading and a public hearing next month. So I'm looking for a motion on that ordinance as well.
I'll make a motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
I'm gonna do a roll call.
Yes. Barry,
Yes.
Jimbo,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Marlene.
Yes. Okay, so we have a resolution 2503, and it's to, declare that the 2001 Freightliner fire engine surplus property and directing the sale or disposal of same. Tommy, this is the old fire truck that we've replaced with the new one.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're gonna put it on,
Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus Sales.
okay? So, do you know how much you'll be asking for it?
I'm gonna start out at 50.
Any other questions from the commission?
What's the matter with it?
It's American with France, and there's no parts for it anymore.
That's it.
And they went out of business 10 years ago and they've run out of parts.
Any other questions from the commission? Okay, so looking for a motion on resolution 2503.
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Do you want to do a roll call on that?
Barry,
Yes.
Jimbo,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Susie,
Yes.
Marlene.
Yes. Okay, to old business, kind of briefly hit on this, but, Tommy, would you like to give us a more in-depth ISO update?
Okay, we're working on getting our training together. We've got to pump test the trucks and we've got to get our hose tested. I got a price earlier on testing the hose, and this company can come and test them cheaper than we can hire, pay overtime for the firemen to do it. They come in, test the hoses, ladders, and put it all back on the truck. And then they give you a sheet, they're all renumbered and I run it, updated, so. But we're just trying to move forward on it.
Personnel wise, are we?
We're still running about 4 part-time, but 5 part-time short. We've not had anybody else put in. We've had one person put in. He's moving from Portland to Cluster Road, so then when he gets moved, he's gonna come over as a volunteer.
Okay.
How many full-timers do you have now?
We still have our 4 full-timers. We have 2 part-timers plus me. We have 4 volunteers. We had 7 on that training we had the other day down here. That we done 7 of our homes. And they got, we done 4 hours one night of, advancing hose lines into a house and doing searches for people. We had done, another night, we done some controlled burns and smoke in the house, done searches in there with the house full of smoke. And then we had live fire training, and we'd go in and set one room on fire, and then go in and put it out. We done 7 evolutions of that before we actually turned that.
What's the status on the Owen Chapel Road?
We have one person right now, is if we can send down there as soon as we get before we have TV and stuff down there.
Okay.
We had a truck go down there the other day, we was gonna use it up there for training, and, it had to be worked on.
So as you mentioned earlier, you're gonna call to set up the re-evaluation.
Well, I'm gonna call them in October and see if, and then like I said, it might be 2 or 3 weeks, and it might be there in January.
It's in
We
there
still
right
got
there.
quite a bit more to do.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for your work on that. Anybody else got a question or comment on the ISO?
No, we just need to talk about the other stuff. Yeah.
It's on that.
I just want to stay on track with this ISO stuff. I get a lot of comments and calls about it, and people are concerned and commenting about their insurance, and we really need to stay on top of that.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably not gonna go down much if we got the same number back that we had. Because all the floods, all the hurricanes, COVID deaths, the tax appraisal for the county went up on the houses, and they're having to make a difference up on the house.
And I understand that, but at least we've done our part.
Yeah. You're looking at a whole lot, like I said, a whole lot of training, a whole lot of, and we're having to pay overtime and everything to keep their training up.
Okay, thank you for that. Jeff, at East Robinson Road, the annexation update, please.
So unfortunately, not a lot to report. I, tried to get with the city attorney, several times during the month, but several messages. He did finally get back in touch with me yesterday. He had talked to the county attorney, about this, but, so Clyde was gonna go back and talk to Rick Mayo, who is the engineer, about it, to see where they are on accepting it, and what they feel, would need to be done to completely turn it over to them. But, that's a call that the county attorney hasn't made yet to the engineer. So we're waiting for it to filter back through again, and I guess the only thing I know to do is put it on the agenda for next time.
Any questions?
We said that they were gonna get, just a further clarification, that they were gonna turn the, Clover's report over to the new city engineer, or the county engineer, I don't think city or county, but they were gonna turn that over to him to have him review the, stats from that.
Well, we need to keep in mind that Clover, before everything was where it was supposed to be, hand delivered it, Mayor Bowe, supposed to be, that was it. It's been this long, we just keep putting it on. You don't call this next month, you don't hear from them again, you don't have to call.
Yeah, I did make several phone calls to, the city attorney, but unfortunately just didn't get back to me until yesterday.
Anything else on that? Okay, moving on to new business. We have bid to pave Solar Avenue and Tar and Chip Dogwood Lane. Tommy, you want to, give us the information on that? And you have the bid in front of you.
I just have what they were, on solar, Rogers Group bid on it, and Louis paving. Rogers was quite a bit cheaper, it's $49,550. Louis paving was $85,422 on it. On, Dogwood Lane for tar and chipping it, Timmy Holsey was the cheapest bid on it, and he was $25,000 on it, and Rogers was $41,150. Louis paving was $70,135.
Holly, I guess my question to you is, budget-wise, are any of these within our budget?
The budget is $65,000 for paving, so that total $74,500.
We would have to amend the budget to make it.
We can add it to the amendment that was presented earlier, and send it over to the parking lot to amend it to
Okay. Tommy, do you have a recommendation of somebody that you'd like to work with better? I mean, of course, this
We've always worked.
85,000 and 49,000, that's kind of a no-brainer on that one.
We've always worked with Timmy Holsey on doing the tar and chip, and Rogers Group on the paving most times. The only one we had a difference was Low Jag, but now they're both now on East Robertson. But that's the only one we ever had bids on.
I mean, it looks to me like
Timmy versus Rogers Group.
it's a lot.
These other companies have to buy their asphalt from Rogers or from other companies. They don't make their own for Rogers does.
Well, that's what I get there. Rogers is sitting there with all of them. See how Timmy's coming in there.
That much.
Yeah. Is it a requirement for that oil and chip? Just the oil and
It's tar and chip. They put a layer of tar down. You go out there with some blacktop and smooth it out, the bad spots, and then he comes in and he puts some tar and chip, and then puts some tar down, chips it. He'll roll that down, and he double coats it. Then he'll put another layer of tar on it, and then put another layer of rock and roll it down again. It's what, probably been 10 years since, 8 to 10 years since we've done this road. It's pretty rough now.
How long has it been since Solar Avenue's been paved?
White House done part of it a few years ago, they busted a water line, and it got under the road and washed it up, but the bottom half, of it is cracked real bad now. So it's, I don't remember it ever being paved. Did you, Barry? But it's cracked open, got some pretty good spots coming in.
I mean, of course, I would think we would need to go with the lowest bid. I mean, that just makes sense to me. To go with the 49, we'll go with Rogers Group to the Solar Avenue and, TRH on the tar and chip would be my thought. Which would make us at, what's that now? 74,550, so we would have to amend 10,000 to the budget to make that happen.
You put that in form of motion.
I'm just discussing right now. I mean, I will. You make the motion. Can I get a second on that motion to go with Rogers Group on Solar Avenue and TRH on the tar and chip? I'll second that. Okay. All in favor? Aye. All right, so we'll go with Rogers Group and TRH. The next thing of new business is discussing the ceiling for the City Hall parking lot. Tommy, I'm assuming this.
Yes. We bidded it, we paved it about 7-8 years ago, and it was about 60-something thousand, and it needed to be sealed again and start to crack open. And, I had 2 bids on it, all I got on it, anybody's bid on it.
Does that include restriping it?
Yes, that includes the painting, putting it out, filling the cracks. They harden the cracks in, and then they seal it, and then they'll restripe everything.
Okay. What was the bids on those? I don't have those in front of me.
So I don't know.
Oh, Holly's got them. 2 quotes. So J&A is $6,826. And Louis, say that again? $6,826. $6,826.
I thought you said it cost $60,000.
That was to pay it, but this is just.
Oh, I'm
this
like,
is the
wait a
ceiling.
minute, that's a big discrepancy there. Hold on.
I thought I was looking at the notes that Paula wrote.
Okay.
You made me all messed up.
This fills all the cracks and stops the water and the salt going in it in the winter and getting down anywhere cracks open and comes apart.
Yeah.
Okay, Louis paving, was $9,500. So, and J&A, is a local, individual that does a lot around here, but $6,826. What, did they say any kind of time frame to get this done?
Now, I'd say within the next couple of weeks, what they'll come in and do is do half of it, and we'll park the trucks out on the other half he's not doing. And about 2 days later, we'll move them back in, and he'll do the other half.
Okay. My recommendation would be to drive on that.
If we put money in the budget for this.
We still gotta do an amendment for that. So, yeah. So about $17,000 amendment to the budget for these items. So looking for a motion, one way or the other on that one. Yeah, before winter time gets here. To do J&A. Can I get a second to that motion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, so we'll do, yes, add that to the vote, 17,000. Jeff, do you have anything else?
I do not.
Holly, do you have anything? Okay. We all good?
This proclamation, how are we gonna frame it, how we gonna get it to the mayor?
Yeah, we'll frame it and deliver to him. Would you like to take it down there, or I can
No.
take it down there?
You can take it, or,
Okay.
I think probably something takes it.
Yes.
Well, I've had a long-running working relationship. It might be proper for you to take it.
I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to steal the show, I think we need to recognize it. I'm pretty, covered up, so,
Why don't y'all, maybe next month, they can come up here and accept it?
that'd be a good idea.
That would be good. We'll get it framed and
I'm sure he'll certainly appreciate it.
okay, we all good? All right, oh, wait, Tommy.
Got one more thing on a couple things on the fire. We had $15,000 in there to buy a truck. Since we got this extra money, what do you think about us trying to put in to buy a new truck, pickup, and that way we're not buying new stuff and having to rework it? Because one we got now where it's been wrecked, it's, dash gauges ain't none of it working, and it's losing fuel pressure when you cut it off a little bit.
We're talking about replacing the pickup truck that
And we bought 10 years ago, it's already 10 years old. And the new one's about 55 with the stuff on it and everything.
Only buying you new one is less than 10 years.
That's what we're stopping doing.
You say it like that.
Tommy will take her.
We got that.
It'll be under government contract bid, so we don't have to bid it out. General Motors got to bid on it. And then,
You can get the leather, that's not, you can get the leather seat.
basic truck. It's all basic at that price.
So what is the price?
It's about 45, and then getting the stuff on it be about another 10,
So right around 55,000.
about 55, and we got 15 already in the budget.
Is that gas or diesel?
It's gas.
I think that's something that has to be added to the agenda next month, right? For us to consider.
I think it would have to go onto I think it needs to go onto the agenda for next month. April will.
Okay, and also, we had a fire committee meeting in the county, and Greenbrier has went into charging for fire service. They bill the insurance company when they go out on structure fires, wrecks, hazardous materials, anything like that. They can't bill on medical costs. And it bills, and this collection agency they went to, the bills go straight to the insurance company. If the people don't have insurance, they don't bill them. So, but if it's something y'all wanna look at, I think if we do it, we can probably take in between 75,000 a year and 120 off of last year's numbers if we collect on it. And that's,
What is that fee?
I'm thinking it's 10%, I think,
10%
of what we collect.
no, what would that be, that fee to the insurance company?
It would be so much an engine company, so much an, because people have been billing, all the fire departments have been billing these insurance companies, and some of them's not been paying. And that's why they're actually going to it, and then the money is in your bill every month when you pay it. It is to pay a fire department for going. We bill probably 10 fires a year. We got one in the last 2 years, and that was over here off of Cross Plains Road right there at Owens Chapel. And the guy brought it to us, they paid him, and he wrote us a check and brought it to us. But I just thought that'd be something y'all wanted to think about or look at. I know there's about 3 departments in the county, I think, supposed to go to it. if y'all wanna look at it, I can get all the paperwork on it and stuff from them, and the company and all, and I don't know if they'll send somebody up here to talk to us or not. That is doing it, I don't know how Greenberg done theirs, but they brought it up in the meeting, and it was gonna bring in about $100,000 a year to them, and we run more fires than they do, and wrecks on the interstate. Then we can bill on the interstate on hazardous material calls, everything. If we can do that, that might be another person or something like that a year we can add.